What's up, party people? This is Better Than Yu-Gi-Oh! Here, and we've fallen on some low times. Today's deck profile comes in the form of a deck that I really don't validate by any means. I don't even consider it a real deck. As more of it is a lesser win condition. It's a deck that I don't know if more people hate this or if they hate Exodia. It's Chainburn. If you don't know what Chainburn does, is basically it's a deck around burning your opponent and building up the chains so that you can cash in on damage with Chain Strike. Now, it's a very budget deck for the most part. There are some expensive cards, 3 specifically. Everything else, though, is fairly cheap. And you don't even have to play the expensive cards in this deck, they're just really good to have. Now, the reason I'm doing this particular deck profile is for some of the budget players out there, because I know not everybody has deep pockets. Heck, I know I don't have deep pockets. It takes me a while to get a deck that I want. So this is more or less a budget deck. Depending upon your budget, I'd say you can probably make this deck for, yeah, I'd say maybe around $130. If you take out the card D, you can literally make this deck for probably 20 bucks. It is that cheap. Getting into the deck, I'll explain things as I go on. You play 3 card D. You summon it during main phase 1. You can tribute it to draw 2. Now, if they Valor it, you're out of luck, but that's not a big deal. This is basically draw power for the deck because you do want to keep your hands decently sized so that when you chain everything, you have options for the next turn. Then you play 3 Swift Scarecrow. When your opponent's monster declares an attack, discard the cards, negate the attack, and end the battle phase. It is a quick effect, and this card's really good. Some people like Battle Fader, but they can summon Warning your Battle Fader, and that's why you play Scarecrow over it. Plus, this doesn't care about macro, and it's a hand trap in a sense. Then you play 2 Marshmallow. If they attack into it, they take 1,000 damage, and it can't be destroyed by battle. If they make a monster that has piercing, that could be a problem. Elsewise, this is just a generally really good stall card. They'll have to waste resources on this. I play 2 Lava Golem. If you don't know what Lava Golem is, I'd be shocked. This is one of the oldest cards in the game, in my opinion. At least it is for me. I remember when the card came out. This is more or less your out to cards like Logia, Dolka. It also hurts Naturia Beast, Shien, Barkion, all those cards that you don't like. This is your out to them, and it sets up chains during their turn, so you can go off. They do get a free 3k beater, but that actually is usually used in your advantage. Now onto the spells. I only play 4 spells. 2 Chain Strike, because this is your win condition. You can activate it as Chain Link 2 or higher, and inflict 400 damage times the chain link, or the number of chain links, basically. So if you set 5 and you're able to activate the 4, you activate this as Chain Link 5. That would be 2,000 damage right there, in addition to whatever your other 4 cards do. Fairly simple, right? It is. This deck is very simple. You have 2 Pod Duality because you don't special summon, ever. I mean, Lava Golem I guess counts, but that's it. Then you play 2 Ojamatrio to clog their field. If they go Magician Shark, you chain Ojamatrio, they're stuck with a Magician and a Shark. Then you play 3 Just Desserts. It inflicts 500 damage for each monster they control. If you have Just Desserts in Ojamatrio, you go Just Desserts, chain Ojamatrio because the chain resolves backwards. They'll have 1,500 damage right there. And 3 copies of this card are illegal, so you play 3. Then there's Secret Barrel. What this does, inflict damage equal to the total number of cards on your opponent's side of the field and in their hand times 200. So if you do it first turn, that's 1,200. Late game varies. You play 3 copies of this because this is a nice chunk of burn damage. Then you do 1 Ceasefire. You flip all defense position monsters on the field face up. Flip effects wouldn't be activated. You inflict 500 damage for each effect monster to your opponent. So, if you have that Marshmallow on the field and they have a couple cards, you can activate this. They'll take a decent chunk of damage. It's at 1 for good reason. You play 3 Magic Cylinder because it burns, and that's where Lava Golem's really good. They attack into Cylinder, they're taking 3k. Same thing with Dimension Wall. Instead of you, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from that battle. Now, if your monster's in defense. Obviously, there's no battle damage unless there's piercing. So remember that, because once upon a time, I forgot it. You play 3 Accumulated Fortune. You can only activate it as Chain Link 4 or higher, then you draw 2. You can't activate this card if multiple cards effects with the same name are in the chain. So you can only activate 1 per chain. 3 Reckless Greed because you like to draw. 2 Jar of Greed because you like to draw. And 3 Legacy of Yatagarasu because you like to draw. This deck wins very easily, and I hate that because this is a very, very trolly deck. I'm only profiling it because I figure budget players need some love too. So if you're a budget player and you don't want to go all out, you can pick up this deck without the card Ds, like I said, for $20. There's other techs you can put in over card, like a 3rd Jar of Greed, or you can put in like a couple more random spells. It's not a hard deck to pick up. It is one of the cheapest decks in the game, always will be, and it is one of the most annoying decks in the game because nobody likes losing to Chain Burn. If you do, I don't even know what to say to you. But anyway, guys, make sure to rate, comment, sub, leave some feedback down below. Tell me if you hate the deck. If you love the deck, tell me. Maybe you have a list for it. Let me hear your list. I'm open to feedback. This is a list I built about a month ago. It still works. I've been testing it. And I don't like it, but it's a deck. Elsewise, guys, this is Better Than Yu-Gi-Oh! Signing off. Later, my party people.